What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're back for Aor USA. This is the fourth to last round of this championship series, so yeah, hopefully we can do some damage in the championship. You can see the gap at the moment, 19 points. Because of our position in the championship, I've took it upon myself to do some extra practice this week, so there should be no excuses when it comes to our lack of pace. I've been doing practice with TRL Limitless. I've been doing practice with a few other people in the lobby earlier that day, and the pace was really good. I was in the mid-37s in qualifying. In the race, I was actually faster than JD, TRL Limitless. I was in the mid to low 36s in the race, so confidence for this one is extremely high. So we'll see how we go for this one. I really don't know if Ryan and Warden, for that matter, could potentially match me in terms of one lap pace, but in terms of our setup, I've actually gone for a little bit of a compromise. I found a little bit more pacing in the race by increasing the rear wing. Now, call me crazy, but the setup that I'm running is 110 wings. In previous F1 games, that would normally be the worst setup challenge, doing 111 wings, but with 11 ballast, to counteract the oversteer, especially at the end of the ultra soft stint at the start of the race, it just gives you that much more stability and you're able to push that much more in the opening stint. Not too sure how it's going to go in stint 2 on the soft compound tyres. I did practice on supers. I didn't do practice on softs, but it actually should be fine. We just need to make sure we have a bit of a margin at the start of the race so that we don't get attacked on the straights, and we should be fine. First run of qualifying didn't go that great for some reason. I put in my absolute worst qualifying run of a 1 minute 34.0, so 1.5 seconds slower than my PB. The lap was a little bit messy, but I don't know how I lost 1.5 seconds over the course of one lap. That's a bit weird. For the most part, a lot of other people were quite slow at the start of the session too, so pretty weird. But you can see so far on this final run here, we're up by 1.5 to 4 tenths. How much time do we make up through that hairpin? That's ridiculous. So maybe that's where we lost a lot of our time. But yeah, we're going for a flying lap here. We're actually going to fuel up. We fueled up for 2 laps because of the poor banker lap that I put in. I went out a little bit earlier, and I will have time to do another lap after this if this one isn't so good. But we're up by 4 tenths to the second sector split purple as well. So this lap should be pretty good. Hopefully we can improve in the final sector as well and get in the 32s where we need to be in order to get pole position. So heading through this penultimate corner, this is really hard to negotiate. It's a bit of a blind approach. You never quite know if you're going to make it in with a corner cut or track extend on the exit and lose your lap, but we managed to negotiate that fine through the final corner up to the line. It's a 33.0. It's a solid time, but it's not quite near my best. And in a way, I was kind of expecting that with the higher rear wing. I was sacrificing qualifying by a little bit, 1 or 2 tenths, in order to make the races a little bit better to get through. New Zealand Ryan sitting in 8th place, moves up to P5, but he's qualified on the super soft tyres. Interesting, because he's going for an alternate strategy. So he must be struggling for tyre wear in the race, and he's going to make himself faster in the Grand Prix by not running the ultra soft tyres. Warden is doing the same thing. He's in P9 though, so both the Renault drivers, my championship rivals, have a lot of overtaking to do, whereas us, we're going to be leading from the front, but we're going to have pretty sizable tyre wear in that first stint. The ultra soft tyres are good for about 3-4 laps at a stretch, and then after that, they really start to go off the cliff, and we've got to stretch these till lap 9. So we'll see how we go. 5 red lights for this US Grand Prix, and we are underway here in Kota. Looks like HO alongside me got off to a great start, which is, you know, the complete opposite to what I wanted at the start of this Grand Prix. Through turn 1, he takes the lead. I think he actually made a slight corner cut there. A bit of a squeeze on the exit, and HO takes the lead. He may actually, yeah, I think he's going to have the inside here for this first run through the S's, and he takes the lead there. So, not a great start, it must be said. My teammate is down in last, a long way off the pace. So, is that my teammate? I'm not too sure. But anyway, HO really slow through the fast S's. This is where our setup really comes into its own here, because we're running with 11 ballast. We can rotate the car so nicely through the corners, but it's just a case of losing a little bit of time on the straights. I thought that was Warden right behind me. That's actually Aaron. But yeah, we'll hopefully set up a move on HO very soon. We know we're faster than him. We just got to get the lead and hopefully pull away. Look at Aaron on the straights there. Absolutely rapid in a straight line. He put me under pretty considerable pressure there of losing that place. If we dropped a P3, then that would be an absolute disaster with the pace that we have. Like I said, I was running in the low 36s in the opening stint in my practice races. So that's like on par with the top guys in AOR Split 1. This is like the kind of benchmark I'm kind of setting myself to every week, trying to get closer and closer to that kind of benchmark. But at the moment, we're not really showing that promise. As we go around the outside of HO, he's cut the corner on the inside, but we're going to get a better run around the outside on the racing line. But here, our 110 setup is just not doing me any favors. Rich revs and doing absolutely everything I can to get in front of him, trying to stay as close to him as I can to get a side toe, a side slipstream up the inside into the hairpin. And it's still side by side for the two of us. Hopefully now that we're side by side, I can actually make this stick. Round the outside, traction through here isn't great, into the triple left-hander. And we go up the inside, bit of an inside front locker, wheel touching there. And I think we might have the lead here. No, HO's still there. Fair play to him. This is a great battle for the lead of the Grand Prix here. We do the under and over, and that should be it. Late break into the penultimate corner, and there we go. Finally, into the lead of the Grand Prix after a bit of squabbling. It's probably allowed Ryan and Warden to catch up a little bit, but hopefully now we can get on with our race. We've lost the best part of our ultra soft tyres now, so we're not going to be putting in any phenomenal laps here, but I'm going to push on as best I can to show off the pace that we do have. But yeah, that took a little bit longer than what I needed it to. I needed to be leading from the outset because I know how fast Warden and Ryan are going to be on their harder compound tyres, and it's only going to get better from here from them. But 37.2, 7/10 slower than my PB, but that is on the 4th lap that I set that, so I did well to even get in the low 37s, given how old the tyres were. But anyway, we're pushing on here. You can see Warden has now made his way into 3rd place already. Anyone on ultra soft tyres now are really going to be dying on just raw pace. We're 1 to 2 seconds a lap slower than what we were at the start of the Grand Prix. And Warden is only going to be getting faster and faster and faster. He's got up into P2 now, and he's already caught up to the back of me there. So that opening stint battle with HO has really cost me, and it's allowed Warden to pretty much cut the margin down to nothing. So pretty interesting as well that Warden was the one who got up into 2nd place and not Ryan. Considering Warden was 9th and Ryan was 5th. But either way, we're still looking pretty good here. Still set to gain some points on Ryan in the championship if things stay as they are. Onto the soft compound tyres. Now, Warden has actually followed me in on this lap as well, which I actually don't understand. If I was him, I would have carried on for another lap and given myself an advantage for the rest of the Grand Prix. But now he's pitted at the same time as I have. He's given away any advantage for the rest of this race, and we're just going to pull away. He actually goes for a move up the inside there into that right-hander. So maybe Warden is already showing his intentions in this race, just trying to slow me down and overtake me at just about any opportunity to allow Ryan to catch up. Because those guys, you know, they work well together. I know that they're wanting to do the best for each other in the constructors and also the drivers as well. Warden at this stage can't really win the championship, but he can do his best to hold me up and give Ryan a better chance of winning, which I think he might be doing here. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Warden is very incentivized to almost slow me down here. Ryan makes his pit stop now, and he'll have 3 lap fresher tyres for the rest of this race, so that'll be pretty good pace for him for the rest of this race. You can see Warden again now having a little look into that right-hander at the end of the S's, and now this is where we really come under pressure. Because of our 110 wings, we haven't really built a margin like I was expecting to, but that's okay because we don't have any time penalties. I know already that Warden has a 3-second time penalty. He goes up the inside into the left-hander. He came from a long way back there to try and overtake me. I don't know what he was trying there, but like I said, I think he's intentionally trying to slow me down here so that Ryan can catch up. Again, another little look up the inside into the hairpin. Nothing quite doing that. You can see Ryan off in the distance, 3 seconds back. Nice voice break. Again, another move He's really fancying his chances here, Warden. He knows he can't win this race because he's got time penalties. I only have one warning at this stage. Here goes Warden up the inside into the final corner. Again, this is just really frustrating because I can't show my pace. I can't push because I'm constantly under pressure, getting dive bombed. And meanwhile, Ryan, in clear air, setting fastest laps of the Grand Prix. Again, watch Warden. Does make up a lot of time in the braking zone, to be fair, but yeah, it's just ridiculous how much we're getting attacked here. Again, we run into the penultimate corner, Warden forcing us to go defensive. He might, again, have another little look up the inside into the final corner. No, he doesn't. He thinks better of that and tries to get a nice exit off of the final corner, but seems like we got an even better one there. But yeah, lap 15, 13 laps to go. We still only have one warning against our name. I believe New Zealand Ryan now has a warning, has a penalty himself in this race. So all we've got to do now is just win the race, just stay in front. That's my only intention. Now here comes Warden again with a massive dive bomb into the left-hander. Tries to force me to leave room and cost myself some time, which he's managed to do. But yeah, I'm just keeping these guys at arm's length now. I don't even care about pulling away and trying to win the race in that manner because we already have the advantage of them because we don't even have any penalties. Again, Warden up the inside into the final corner. He's actually pushed me off the track there, and now he has got what he wanted. He wanted me out of the way so that Ryan could come through and potentially win the race, but it's not quite over yet. It is definitely not over. I was not driving to my full potential there. I was holding back a little bit just to minimize the penalties, but now we're going to push on and we're going to get this lead back, or at least stay with them and just win the race by a lack of penalties. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. Warden.
Ben is still the leader of the race on penalties. The two Renaults, and there's contact. Someone lost a bit of wing there. Someone's lost a bit of wing there. I saw wing fall off. Did you see it, Matt? Ben?
I think that was Ben, yeah.
Ben.
If I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
there he's lost one of his, a tiny little bit from his front wing here, and that could really, really cost him here. Ryan weaving this way and that. He must be going to Warden. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, Ben's definitely struggling then. I'm afraid to say for him, that's probably his chances of victory gone with that front wing damage.
Warden picks him another time.
He is.
There,
He's in.
which could face crucial.
Ben's in, Matt. Sorry to interrupt you there, but he is in. He does pit. Yeah, this is very crucial for Ben and his race. He goes on to... He doesn't change his wing!
Oh, he must have left it on auto there. No, I don't think he did. He must have left it on auto. So, unless you've seen a little bit of a buggy front wing change there. But yeah, Ben, this is all just going completely wrong for him right when it needed to go right here. This was looking like he would finally start to make inroads back on Ryan's championship just 3 laps ago. And now it's been completely turned up on its head. Ryan now, as well, doesn't need to hassle Warden because he knows he's got more time penalties. He dives it in again. Oh, this just is not what you want to see in this race. Well, what we're watching here is the championship just slipping away further and further from Ben. And I think this is obviously going to mean Warden. For him now, this could be a huge amount of points that he's going to be able to close up on Ben in this championship. Now he changes the front wing. If I were him there, I would have gone on to a set of the ultra soft tyres. But finally, a new front wing on that car, and he must be absolutely livid. Yeah, he's out of the points as well.
Down out of the points. Oh, it's just gone from bad to worse to horrible to catastrophic now for Ben.
As much as possible, though. The two cars ahead of him actually almost went side by side. There was a little bit of a laggy sort of overtake there from Neon Treedom. He's going to have a look down the inside though of Chimchar. Ben's got the best seat in the house for this one. Hopefully this will lighten up his mood ever so slightly there as these two side by side just ahead of him here, hoping he can try and capitalise on this. And oh, how we hope he just doesn't get any more front wing damage. He dives it down the inside there just as the Haas tries to come back in 3 wide here. What is this? Oh no, he's half spun there. It's all gone wrong. I don't know if he's got damage there either. He's up into P10.
He has, yeah.
Oh,
I think he's got front end plate damage, and he's in again.
And he's in again. Well, I'll be surprised if the wheel isn't out the window after this Grand Prix. If, in all honesty, then this is Every time it got worse, you didn't think it, you know, it could get even, he could go further downhill, but he's dug himself as far down the hill as he possibly can. There is Ryan and Morden though. I think, you know, we'll stop focusing on Ben's slow demise in this Grand Prix. We'll go back up to the race lead here because this is still...
What complete bullshit. You know, first off, it was bad enough that we got pushed off the track, losing 2 places in one corner, and then Warden not even giving the plates back. And then to follow up, 20 seconds later, going through this very spot on the track, a spot where Warden was so fast every lap at this point, he gets the lead, and then all of a sudden, he almost like he brake checks us twice. I know he ran wide a little bit, but then just how typical that we lose our front wing in that exchange at the very moment that he gets in front of us. I mean, complete bullshit. Like I said, I was holding back in that soft compound stint of the race. I knew that Warden had penalties behind me, so I was pretty chill on pushing. Ryan had penalties as well, and like I said, I only had 1 warning when I was still in the lead of the race. I got a second warning when I was right behind Ryan 10 seconds later, but still it would have been fine to the end of the race, but that is not the case. Our championship is now over. We're not even going to get points today. We had a coming together with Neon Tridome and Chimchar. I don't even want to talk about that. That was just stupid, but there we go. That's what happens. It is very, very hard to beat 2 people who are working simultaneously to win the race, whereas I'm having to kind of do this on my own, but, you know, that's not an excuse. I should have been a little bit further up the road when it came to that opening stint, and even like the soft compound tyre stint. Even though Warden was dive-bombing me like he was, I still should have been pulling away in the first and third sector with that 110 wings, but yeah, that's not how it's gone. It's a bit crap, really. But, yeah, on to next season. 11th place, 0 points. I don't know what that means for the championship. It's probably pretty terrible at this stage. I think Warden might be pretty close to me in points now with that massive swing in the championship. It's just a case of winning a couple of races in Brazil. But in Brazil and Abu Dhabi, maybe Mexico, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of this race. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm not too sure whether I'll put a steward's inquiry on Warden. Championship's already over anyway, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.